Welcome back. It is December 23rd. I am alive. I can't believe I just got down here on this floor. But anyways, I'm doing Flossmas for the month of December. If you are here, this is not going to be a normal one because I'm going to dive into a little bit of what my day was. It was a little bit crazy, a lot of crazy. So on the 21st, I went to Denver for the day, drop off presents, pick up presents, eat some good food, fly home, right? Well, I knew the storm was coming, so a whole lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas happened, but didn't, but whatever. I should have done my drop off pickup, went back to the airport immediately, tried to get on an earlier flight, because my flight home wasn't until like 8:30. Should have, didn't, it's fine. I got to the airport at 5 because I knew that security was going to be like a nightmare, which it actually wasn't that bad. It only took me 20 minutes to get through security. It was not that bad. And got to my gate. My plane was already delayed by an hour, I think, at that point. Then they kept pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. The last one was like 10:39, and then at 10:30 they updated, or 10:15ish, they updated it to 11. And I knew if we couldn't make that 11 o'clock time that they were going to cancel it, because that 11 o'clock time was already pushing us to a 2 a.m. arrival here. And the pilots are like truck drivers, like they can only be flying / driving, whatever, for so long before they time out, and then they cannot operate the rest of the day, or they have to like take off so many hours before they can continue to work. So I knew the pilots were going to time out if they pushed us back again, and a little bit later they canceled again. So I should have, when I got to the airport and I saw I was delayed and the other flights were already being canceled, I should have just been like, you know what, let's go get a hotel or go start driving, whatever we want to do. But I didn't. I should have looked into like maybe getting a flight the next day too at that point, but I didn't. A whole lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas, like I said. I sat at that airport for about 6 hours before they canceled it. They canceled it, and I didn't even bother trying to stop and talk to a Southwest agent about rebooking or anything, because the lines at the Southwest agent at the gates were just insane. So I called the 800 number, talked to somebody there, and she's like, you could tell she did not want to tell me this, but she's like, I can get you a standby ticket, but the soonest I can get you a guaranteed flight is Monday. Christmas is Sunday, y'all. I'm like, what about getting me, like, get me to Dallas, get me to Chicago, because those are like hubs for them, right? I'm like, get me to one of those places, and then I could get like, and no, it just wasn't. She's like, everything is booked. I am so sorry, but everything out of Denver is booked. And I'm like, okay. So I was talking to her like as I was leaving out of the airport. Went and jumped on an Avis shuttle because hotels were booked everywhere in the area. So if I was going to get a hotel, I was going to need to drive to it. I was definitely 1,000% not going to get an Uber, because I would not trust an Uber driver to drive me in that mess. I trust myself to drive in that mess. I'm Denver, born and raised. I know how to drive in the snow. I do not trust anybody else driving in the snow. And my voice is still froggy. I'll explain why in a minute. I should have... Where's my tea? It's all the way over there. Okay, anyways. Sorry. Got myself a car. I did actually have a hotel booked. By the time I got the car booked, I had the hotel booked online as well. I got to the Avis counter, and I was like, hypothetically, if I took this car and dropped it off in Kansas City, how much would that cost me? And she was like, well, there's a drop-off fee, there's a per mileage fee, there's this, there's that, like all these things. And I'm like, and she's like, it could be anywhere between $150 $200 extra. And I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. It's not as bad as I was thinking, so it's not that bad. So I'm like, okay. So I get my car and I'm like getting out. Getting my car, there was about 8-ish inches of the snow on the car. At this point, it's 11 o'clock at night, and wind chill is like negative 30 something degrees. I was in a hoodie and a pair of leggings. That's all I had in my possession. I scraped off the windshield as best as I could. I did not even bother with the hood of the car. I'm like, it'll blow off when I start driving. The problem is I never got driving fast for it to really blow off. I mean, it did eventually, but it took a while. I had to like try to look over the snow on the hood of the car. Get the car, ask my husband. I call him. He's already asleep, but I call him and I'm like, should I go to the hotel, sleep, and then start in the morning? Or should I just go now? Like, I don't know if it's going to continue getting worse and I'm going to get stuck and I'm not going to be able to get through. Like, it might be days before I-70 is clear. Like, I don't know. And he's like, well, it's supposed to start, the storm is supposed to start at, 10 or 11 o'clock here in KC. So why don't you just come now? And then that way you can beat the storm here. Well, I didn't end up beating the storm here. Because I was driving so slow and because the conditions were so horrible, I think I was in it the entire time. I never really got ahead of it. I was white knuckling it, leaning forward, trying to, because the only way to see the road, you couldn't see down the road. The only way to see the road was literally inches in front of your bumper. And I'm in a minivan, so I'm like trying to see the lines, a line, any line. As if I knew I could see, if I could see the dashed line, then I knew I was on the highway. Yellow line was really my saving grace because it's not white. It wasn't blending in with the snow. I was really trying to just stick with that yellow line as much as possible. There was a point on I-70 somewhere or before Lyman in Colorado that cars just started stopping. The conditions were so bad. The wind was blowing, the amount of snow, it was like a sheet had dropped over your windshield. You could not see anything. So they were just stopping. Like, there's no more driving happening because they can't see. But I know, being from Colorado, that if you stop and you're out there in the sticks on I-70 and you stop, you're not going to get going again. You're going to end up getting buried, and then National Guard's going to come out and have to rescue you from your car. I was in a rental. Living in Colorado, we always carried water, blankets, like all the things in our car in case we were ever stranded in a snowstorm like that happened. Not that we ever were. It's just something you always had in your car because you lived in Colorado. But I was in a rental. I didn't have any of those things. I had a soda and I had some snacks that I had bought at the airport. That was all I had with me. So I'm like, I can't stop. I have to keep going because if I stop, I'm going to stay here. So I saw this semi like slowly creeping past me and he was just going to keep going. And I'm like, I'm going to follow him. I'm going to follow him into a ditch or through the storm. I don't know which one, but I'm going to follow him. So as soon as I saw the red lights go past me, because really that was all I could see of the semi was his lights going past me, I inched over and I probably was so close to him that I should have hit him, but I managed to get over and get right on him. Like I was on him. And I kid you not, like a huge gust came. I blinked and the freaking lights were gone. They just blinked out. They were gone. So the way I drove through that horrible stretch was I could see the yellow line out my driver's side window. So I was driving like this, following the yellow line for like 40 minutes before I got out of there. Maybe it was shorter. Maybe it was longer. I don't know. I felt like I drove that way for eternity. Also going about 5 miles an hour. It was terrifying. It improved, but it didn't improve much. If you're interested, I have a story up. I think it's still up there on Instagram right now. The Wyoming State Patrol posted a video of the snow across their windshield as they were driving down the highway in Wyoming. Well, it looked that scene is like probably buried in me forever. It's in my nightmares. But that's exactly what it looked like driving home. I could not see anything. Occasionally you would see lights, and you would see like taillights ahead of you, and then all of a sudden a gust of snow would come across that highway and you couldn't see them anymore. The taillights just blink out and you're like, they were there. I don't want to hit them. Because you don't know if they stop, you don't know if they wreck, you don't know if they kept going, or if you don't know. You don't see them anymore, but you knew they were there. So now you're proceeding with even more caution because you don't want to hit anything. And truly, you wouldn't see anything that you were going to hit until you were hitting it. I had all the people watching over me. I had all of my friends probably watching over me. My husband was like, Grandma was watching over you. Like, past relatives, everybody's watching over me. God was watching over me. I mean, Santa Claus himself watching over me. I don't know. I made it. It took me 12 hours to walk in my front door from the time I left Denver to the time I walked in my front door. I did have to take the rental up to the KC airport, drop it off, get my car because I had flown out. So my car was still at the airport. Get my car, drive it home. I drove tensed. Like, I was like locking my muscles. I kept trying to like relax. You know, it's that thing where you like tell yourself like unclench your jaw. And then 5 minutes later you realize your jaw's clenched again. You're like, unclench your jaw. I drove that way the entire time. And I kept telling myself, relax. Like trying to shake it out, And then 5 minutes later, I'm like this again. So I feel really stiff, really sore. I feel like I worked out for 12 hours yesterday. Also, I woke up at 5 a.m. Wednesday morning to catch my flight out. I got home at 12 p.m. Thursday. I had not slept. So I was awake for 30-something hours. So I came home. I made that video yesterday where I was a hot mess express. Took everything up to my room, loaded everything, push, send, whatever. I uploaded it. And it wasn't even like 5 or 10 minutes later that I was out. So I think I fell asleep around 2 o'clock yesterday. Woke up around 7:30, I think. So sore. My head was killing me. My body was aching. I took some ibuprofen, took my meds that I normally take at night. Went to the bathroom, got back in bed, out again. The wind keeps slamming that door. It's so windy still. And I didn't wake up again until 7:30 this morning. So I slept for about 17 hours. I don't know if I've ever slept for 17 hours straight, but my body was exhausted. The adrenaline on high for that long. My body was just like, lady. My husband called, I called him, I think about 6 o'clock in the morning. And from 6 o'clock to the time I walked in my door or pulled in my garage, I was on the phone with my husband, with my mother-in-law, and with all my stitchy friends. I put in all call out to some of my friends and was like, I need phone assistance to stay awake and get home. Because I was already past 24 hours at this point. It was a lot to try to stay up and keep going and just keep going. And not only just keep going, but staying alert enough so that I didn't like drive off the road, run into somebody else. There was one point where it's already daylight, you can see all the things, but the road had iced over in the night. The semis had been cleared to go, maybe because there wasn't quite as much wind, so they were going. But we reached this point of Kansas, like towards the end, almost towards Missouri, it gets hills, like it gets hilly. There was a point where there was 2 semis, one in the right lane, one in the left lane, and they got stuck trying to go up this hill. And so they just stopped. They were just stopped. So you had to go up the hill, thread in between the semis, keep going up the hill, all while you're going uphill your own self in the ice. And do that fast enough so that you don't lose your own traction and then you can't get up the hill either. Y'all, I could keep going on and on about this trip. It's been 16 minutes of me talking about this trip. I don't ever want to get in my car again. Like, I'm not kidding. Never. And my husband's like wanting to go to a hockey game tonight. I'm like, I am not leaving my house. You should please understand me. I'm not leaving my house. I am traumatized. Let's do 23, you guys. Day 23. I have a brief moment where everybody's gone, so I can't keep rambling about this trip. But thank you to everybody who has reached out. All the people who helped keep me awake. Just even Janelle, Coffee, Wine, and Stitchy Time, was keeping me awake before she knew she was keeping me awake. I put on her 2-hour-long video, and I had my phone synced to the car so I could hear her. And she's doing her floss tube, and I'm like talking back to her. Like, I'm answering her and talking to her and like all the things, just so I could try to keep myself awake and going. And that was probably at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, open day 23. This is from Forbidden Fiber Co. And we have, ooh, teas. Okay, so we have Paris. This is from Harney and Sons. Paris tea. And hot cinnamon spice tea. And Egyptian chamomile tea. That's so funny. More tea. And some honey sticks. And let's see. What a cold winter day. What is a cold winter day without a cup of tea? This could not have come on a better day, y'all. We've included 3 of Leanne's favorites: hot cinnamon spice, Egyptian chamomile, and Paris. And we couldn't forget something to sweeten it with. These honey sticks come from Sister Bees, a small woman-owned business in Michigan. The honey is pure Northern Michigan star thistle honey. There you go. Cute. All right. Let's do day 23 from the Black Needle Society. I always want to do it upside down. Joy, day 23. And let's see what we have. This is going to be a long video. Way longer than normal. Okay. Oh, those are pretty. Let me make sure I got everything. Ooh, this is hand dyed by Rolanda. Y'all, look at those purples. Purple haze. Ooh, sugar plum. That is a nice plum purple. This one is just plum. Ooh, I really like that one. Plum blossom. And spicy plum. Oh, sugar plums. I love it. All the sugar plums. What was the first one called? Purple haze. Oh, man. Those are so freaking pretty. Oh, they're so good. There you go. That's real right there. They're so good. Ooh, I love that. So much fun. Okay. No, not that one. This one. This one. Day 23. My back is hurting me. Day 23. There we are. It's a book. What do we got? Harry and Hogwarts. Harry is the boy who lived, a brave Gryffindor and a great friend. Harry doesn't know he is a wizard until he receives an acceptance letter from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I'm a what? You're a what? Harry has many adventures at Hogwarts with his two best friends, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. Did you know, before he was cast in the film, Daniel Radcliffe's dad read him the first 2 Harry Potter books, even using voices for the different characters. Harry loves visiting his friend Hagrid in the hut on the Hogwarts grounds. Hagrid always has a new magical creature to show Harry. Harry plays for the Gryffindor Quidditch team. He is the youngest player at Hogwarts in a century. I think my husband is doing donuts outside. We live in a cul-de-sac. Harry's godfather is Sirius Black. Sirius escaped from Azkaban by transforming into a dog. Sometimes Harry sneaks away to visit Sirius in nearby Hogwarts, or Hogsmeade. When he is in trouble, Harry often gets help from unexpected places, like the Sword of Gryffindor. Harry once pulled the sword from the Sorting Hat and from the bottom of a lake. How much do you know about Harry? When is Harry's birthday? July 31st. What position does Harry play on the Gryffindor Quidditch team? Seeker. And what is the name of Harry's owl? Hedwig. And a picture to color. Cute. Okay, now we do this one. And 23. 23. There it is, little teeny tiny one. 24 is tomorrow, and that's a big old huge one. I'll be interested to see what's in there. Okay, it looks like, yep, another sticker. I'd rather be at Hogwarts this Christmas. Okay, I'm definitely using that sticker. Definitely usable. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. 24 days of Advent with the Funko Pop, so we only have 1 day left tomorrow. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? Ready or not? Here it comes. I think I need to wrap. And I need to get stuff ready for dinner on Christmas, but I do have everything purchased, so. Oh, this is Luna. Why did I say Luna? This is Hermione with the feather doing Wingardium Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Okay, and I did it again. I had it the right way. Joy, day 23. This is from my amazing bosses, Katie and Laura. Oh, it looks like she had already opened it because it's taped shut. What do you have? Ooh, ooh, oh! Are these from they're thread bobbins or thread drops? We thought these would go well with the BNS Nice List gift from today. Ooh. Ooh, yes! They're like golden purpley color. I don't know who made them. I don't know who they're from. I don't know if they're from Adam Hart as well. They kind of look like the ones that she makes and sells. But no, you're not seeing the purple very well. Here, this one's really purpley. Ooh, they're so pretty. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 of them. And a ring to put them on. Thank you. Oh, and the floss color for today is 825. Yay! Thank you so much. I am loving all the floss drops. I'm definitely using them. Okay, that's all I have for today. I will see you guys tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Get ready or not, here it comes. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good Friday. Stay warm. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you don't have to get out in all of this mess, or if you do have to get out, that you live in a southern part of the States that is not experiencing this Arctic blast, whatever storm it is we're having right now. Stay safe, because I still feel like the East Coast is what's getting hit maybe today. I don't know. But yes, that's all I have. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.